Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're coming from home. We're starting the descent down into Paphos. So we're going to go for a bit of a wiggle and a waggle, and we're going to go into hell. Why are we going to hell, you're asking? Because we understand where hell is now if you follow the traffic at the channel, sorry. But we're going to go into hell in Midtown Paphos, where there's a lot of big diggering going on. And the reason we're going there is because we're going to go and pick up another package from the courier's office. So, without further ado, here we go. Look at that for a view. Doesn't get much better. Second week of January, and if you're curious to know what is the temperature, well, it's a little bit cold. Dawn, are you listening? Mr. Sean, Miss Anne, Mr. Roger, and of course, my number one little furry Cypriot friend, oh, Miss Daisy. Well, the temperature today is actually 17 degrees, and it's just after 11 o'clock. So we're in the middle of an ice age in downtown Cyprus. Mr. Allen, I'm having a quick check over my right hand shoulder, and I understand that my little Kumbaru, he's ready. Click it on. Let's go. Get it up to 3 to 4 miles an hour. Let's get a bit of a sweat going, Mr. Allen, because you're going to enjoy this little trip, because we're off into hell. That's where we're going. So, where are we now? Konya Village, that's where we are, in downtown Konya Village. This is the main drag that bypasses all of the older parts of the village and all the new parts of the village. Because if you understand Konya Village, very, very good location, because it literally sits just above the Limassol roundabout, which means you're on the good side of Paphos, as I say. Anything you want, you know, industrial parks, Alpha Mega Supermarket, McDonald's, if your name's Miss Andrea, that's right within spitting's distance. And of course, if you want to go out further afield and go to Pasuri or Limassol or Nicosia or Larnaca, or of course even the Paphos airport, again, you're on the right side of Paphos. So there's only two sides of Paphos, as I say, the right side and the wrong side. But of course, I do include in the right side Paya and Coral Bay, although technically it's on the wrong side, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, so we are rapidly starting our descent, and we're going to end up at the Limassol roundabout, and at that roundabout we're actually going to go round it for a change. So there you go. See, you might think that we're going on the same route. We're not. We're not going to shoot up the bypass. Nope. We're not going to go to the workshop. Sorry, Caroline, but you're still going to have to hang on to your lovely memory foam cushion, because, well, the roads are that little bit Sherlock Holmes, that is for sure. Nigel, if you're watching, thank you, and don't forget to pour yourself one of them Nigel big guns. And you never know, oh so sweet Caroline, he might even pour you one of your specials. And of course, Dane, if you're watching, get yourself a little bit of the old Dane Man special tonic. And talking about tonic, well, there's a bit of tonic in my life, and of course her name is JJ Tonic, or my vitamin as I call it. My God, what a pothole that was. There you go. Mr. Andy, you don't want to bring your BMW over here. No, the shade of blue is nice, but well, you're going to knacker your alloy wheels, that is for sure. Where are we? This is Limassol roundabout. And like I say, we're not going to take a left up the highway, and we're not going to go straight over and head down to the area known as the Paradise. No. We're actually going to go round it, and we're going to go up towards the area that is, we're going to call it Anabargos, shall we say. That's where we're going to head out to, and we're going to go to the Anabargos roundabout, and then at that roundabout we're going to take a bit of a wiggle to the left and go around an inner ring road, and then drop down past the little supermarket in uptown Paphos, and then slowly start our descent into hell, because that's where the Akis Express courier's office is, and that's where we're actually going to go. And we're going to get another camera mount, if you're curious. We're going to get one with a more bendy arm, which will allow us to have different views out of the front windscreen of the Merc. Now, some bearings. Over there on the right hand side, that grey looking structure, that's the Electricity Authority main office for Paphos. So if you want to get yourself hooked up, or you want to go and pay a bill, or you want to complain, that is the place that you would go. But get there early, because they do like to close at 1:45. So they start at 8 and they close at 1:45. So don't be thinking you can have your lunch and then you can go there, because you can't. What's coming up now? Well, the Anavargus roundabout is probably going to be the best bearing. And then over there on the right hand side you've got a Minerva Insurance, and you've got Tricus Auto Glass. So if you need a new windscreen for your Honda HRV, Mr. Paul, that's where you would take your car. And of course, that's where we'll be taking your car. Right, we are now filtering left. That's the Anavargus roundabout. And there's a car dealer over there, and Manual Motors, to give you another reference point. And then we're going to go along this inner ring road, as I call it. And then as a reference point, you've got Prime Insurance. That's the big building on the left-hand side. And then just over there, you've got a hair salon in that building. You've got Famous Sports, which, as its name suggests, is selling sportswear and that kind of thing. And then coming up here, you've got a bit of a hospital-y place and a place selling fancy stuff for your house. And just in front of us there, you can see there's a building wrapped in like a black protective, like clothy film, and that's because they are building it and they don't want bits of rubble to fall down and hit you on your head. So anyway, we're going to get eventually through this bit of traffic, because it is starting to cook up. It does get very, very busy in Paphos between the hours of 10:30 and 1 o'clock. Why is that? Well, most people don't like to get up in the morning, and then they run around like lunatics, and then the crescendo is going to be lunchtime, because everybody, and I mean everybody, likes to go for lunch. We take lunch very, very seriously. Here we go. We're going to go left, and we're technically now at the very, very bottom of the Masui Avenue. You've heard me mention that. That's the road with all the big super shops on. Well, if you'd have gone right at those traffic lights, that would have taken us on to Masui Avenue. But we went left, and then I'm sure you can see the Lidl sign over there on the right hand side. That's Uptown Lidl. And then on the left hand side, you've heard me mention MOT man. That's my MOT man, and he is the most strict MOT man in the whole of Paphos, and possibly in the world. And that's a good thing, because we do like to know that our cars have come up to very, very stringent standards, and the same for our customers, if you understand me. So there's too many shops and businesses to mention along here. You've got a park over there on the right hand side. You've got the Carrefour supermarket on the left, although now it's not called that, it's called the Skevanides, but most people still call it Carrefour. And this is a new part of road that has opened. So if you've not been to Paphos for, what, a year or so, you will not have seen this improvement. And now we are about to transcend down into hell. So there we go. There we are. Caroline, hang on for dear life. Nigel, have another slurp, and it'll take out the bumps, and it'll make you feel that little bit better. Although you might get a bit tipsy, I don't know. So again, lots of digging going on. And well, there should be, but as you can see, there's not a lot of work actually going on, because they've all gone for lunch, an early lunch, obviously. There we are. Various restaurants. You've got a Papa Antonio bakery over there. Somehow it's staying open. You've got a Coffee Lab coffee shop just down here. You've got Soft Top again, where you can go and buy inside furniture, outside furniture for your property that you own in Cyprus. You've got a Syrian Barbers over there. You've got 2020 Art Design. You've got the Bionic Superstore over there, computer peripherals and all that kind of stuff. And you never know, you might get some nice chocolate on top of those peripherals as well. That's the Akis Express. That's one of the couriers, but we're going to keep on going. You've got another coffee shop, Ricano, over there. You've got Karma Water, perhaps if you're looking for some water purification bits and bobs, that's where you would go. Astro Bank, that's now on my right. The Kefalios, I think is how you say it, butchery. So that's a butcher shop, obviously, and then they sell lots of wine because they own a winery as well. Now, as you can see, there's a bit of monkeying going on over here. There's digging and measuring and all sorts of bits and bobs. Big sports shop over there. I don't know how to say it, Nachichonis or something like that. Anyway, it's a big sports shop. I have bought some sports shoes there in the past, and I've no doubt that I'll be going there again. Pharmacy, coffee shop, and just down here is Peugeot. That's the Peugeot main dealer, and then to the rear of that is Honda Service. So that's Marios and Klinos. So those are the two brothers that run that business. So if you want to buy a new Honda or a new Peugeot, you pop in there, and then if you want them serviced, you pop in there. Just over there on the right hand side, that's the Papa Antonio supermarket. So that's the Midtown Papa Antonio supermarket, and as you can see, hell is still continuing. So don't forget, Caroline, keep your jupper on that pillow. Now let's have a big shout out to some of our superstars that are out there, and thanks for joining us as usual. James Henry, thank you for watching the videos where I mentioned you. It means an awful lot to know that you watch. It really, really does. Miss Maggie, thanks. I mean, thanks a million, and I mean it sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Linda Blink, I think that's how you say your surname. I understand that you live in downtown Paphos somewhere, so one of these days I'm going to pick you up and we'll go and get a donut, and you can be the narrator on that video. Andrea, don't worry about getting a sticky bottom, because the seat has been cleaned. Very upset about losing that little bit of Coca-Cola, obviously, but luckily it wasn't Pepsi. I mean, imagine if I wouldn't have bought a Pepsi, but just imagine if I had, and if that had spilt all over my seat as well. I mean, I would have had to have got rid of the car, because the thought of having Pepsi anywhere near me, I mean, terrible thing, absolutely terrible. Don't even phone me with a sponsorship deal, Pepsi. I don't want it. I'm very, very sorry. I just don't want it. As for Coca-Cola, I'm open to any suggestions and any offers that you may want to give me. Where are we now? Petrol station after petrol station. There's one on the left, there's one on the right, there's one wiggling round to the right there again, and then there's another one right in front of us, as you can see. And then just over there on the right hand side, not the first building, that's the pharmacy and a clothes shop, which Marika goes into now and again, unfortunately for my wallet. Next door to that is the building which is the head office of the Bank of Cyprus in Paphos. And as I've told you before, that's where I bank, and every time I go in there and ask for my balance, they always look at me as though I am a piece of Sherlock Holmes. But hey, you never know. One day I may get my cut of the lottery when Miss Andrea wins the Euro Millions. And I hope that you win 150 million, Miss Andrea, and you can give a couple of bob to Mr. Mart, a couple of bob to all your family, and you never know, you might even keep your promise and drop us $1 million as well. And I'm sure that Miss Marika will allow me to, well, invest in a couple of pairs of shoes, and then she'll run off with the rest of it, that's for sure. Anyway, where are we? Kennedy Square is coming up on the right hand side, and they're starting to take all the Christmas decorations down and that kind of thing, if you understand me, as you can see, because, well, we're in the second week of January, as I've just told you. So there we are. Some of them are over there. There's a couple of Range Rovers with a bit of a, well, I don't know what they're pulling behind it. It's not an old Merc, that's for sure. It's a bit of a carriage is what it is, and there's some bit of water fountaining around in the background. This is a rather nice place to come, by the way. Stop all the little joking around. If you're coming to Paphos, please come up towards the old town and spend a day up here, because there's a lot going on and there's plenty of places for you to eat and have a drink and that kind of thing. And there's some nice old buildings that have been rejuvenated, and most of the people you're going to meet in the old town are very, very friendly indeed. Now we're going back into hell. So this road is opened one way. Who knows what they're going to do with it, and who knows what this Gumbaru is doing here, parked up. I don't think he knows himself. But we're going to go straight down it. So again, hang on for dear life, because it's a road from hell. Not even a Mercedes E-Class can smooth it out. And when we get to the bottom of this road, I think if you're familiar with the channel, we are going to start our descent down towards Paradise, which of course is the beautiful area known as the harbour and the promenade area. But like I say, we're not actually going to go down there, and the video is going to come to an end very, very shortly, and your suffering will be over. shall we say. George's Opticians, that's the building right in front of us there towards the right hand side. If you want some sunglasses or you want your eyes tested, that's where you'd go. If you were to go to the right, you would go up towards the Old Town, and now this is the descent towards the downtown Cato Paphos Mall roundabout. And of course, if you go straight over that roundabout, you go down to heaven, paradise, as we say. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, please hit that like, and don't forget to come back for a little bit more of Mr. Paul's insanity. And if you really want to help the channel grow, please consider going through to our About page, where you can consider buying me a coffee, and of course I will turn that coffee into petrol, liquid benzene, and I will drive around and around and around. That's it, Alan. Go and get the towel and go and chill out. Thanks for watching.